Hey, beautiful friend. Hope you are doing well. Just clearing the space and clearing the energy. So just take that in. Release any heaviness, anything that feels like it's just getting in your way, and just trust that you are protected and supported right now. So close your eyes, just breathe that in and breathe that out. Okay. So let's get into it. For our Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising will be the most dominant here. Let's see what the main energies are showing up right now, and then we'll dive in a little bit deeper for you. What an interesting day the energy has been. I'm not sure if you've been feeling it, but I feel like, Pisces, you're on the way of claiming back your power, feeling empowered, and then there's moments of just, can I keep going? Can I keep moving? Can I stay strong? I think you're also taking a lot of feedback from things and situations and people, and maybe you're challenged to convert it on what it actually means also. Is kind of what's coming through. So I'm not sure what's coming your way right now. But discernment, no rush, But let's see what the main energies are that you need to see and acknowledge. Okay, the first one that's coming through is envy. Interesting. I think the way this is coming through, which is, I'm kind of like, really? Someone, I feel, is questioning if you're maybe jealous of them or something. And I'm just like, really? No, that is not the way. That is not... Someone's view is a bit skewed here, is how it feels. This is not envy on your side. This is someone who's thinking that it's a bit of a reversed energy. It's like they think that your behavior is impacted because of how amazing they think they are, or it's a bit of a skewed energy. It's not, I don't know, just the way this person is thinking is very odd. It's just, they're so, I think, focused on themselves and how they feel and the way that they're looking at you or looking at the situation. It just seems like they're like, I know I've got this, or I know I've got that, or I know I've got these friends, and I know I've got this circle. So is that why you're behaving this way? I don't think they actually recognize that your response to a situation has got nothing to do with jealousy or feeling like inadequate. I think this person doesn't realize that their view on things is not supportive to a situation, and they can't see that. And I think they're not acknowledging or realizing that's why you're not rushing in or moving in or supporting something right now. Yeah, wow. It's so interesting perspectives, eh? It really, really is. Then on the other side, you've got something here where someone really cares about you, and I feel they're caring energy with this man holding a heart and with this fifth chakra energy. Whatever this care is, or whatever this truth is, or whatever this response is that's coming through, it may not even be related to this. This could be a separate situation. I just feel that right now that someone's really going to express their care, how they feel. I feel like someone feels a little bit misconstrued at the moment. I don't think it's got to do with this. This seems like a separate energy. Maybe it's not. Maybe, some people just naturally jump in between different energies themselves. But I feel like if that's the case, maybe how someone's been viewing something may realize, actually, that's probably not how Pisces was looking at it. And I really care. And if I express something that I wasn't supposed to express, I'm going to express how I really feel, because I really care. And I want them to know that I care, So I just want to let you know that that's what's coming in for the major energies right now. But let's dive in a little bit deeper. Let's see overall what you need to know for our Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Just to let you know, if you do want a private reading, there are a few open, so grab a hold of it. I'd love to do a session for you. There's some beautiful souls that we've had the pleasure of connecting with. Links are below, so go for it if you feel called. Okay, Pisces, current energy, 10 of emotions, something that I think is very clear on what makes you feel connected, what makes you feel alive, what makes you feel supported. Challenging this, Hermit. Oh, I just feel this is a little bit frustrating for you right now, because I feel someone's a little bit quiet towards you at the moment. Is not opening up perhaps the way that you want, or the way that expressing themselves seems confusing. Yeah, there's just a little convoluted energy in the air, and I feel like the way it's sitting is just a little bit misunderstood from your side, from their side. But let's see what's influencing this, because I feel like there's something else going on. And I do feel you guys will have a conversation. Queen of Voices. I don't know. I think it's okay to pack a punch right now, with this Queen of Voices energy. Shoot it. Send it straight, I think there's this part of you that needs to be assertive. I think there's part of you that needs to express yourself. Maybe the person towards you is expressing that too, but I think you're both coming from a different place. I think someone's coming from a place of lack and someone's coming from a place of love. And when those two energies come together in care and in love, it's very different energy, So that really creates a challenging, uncomfortable, communicative energy, because I think you're both feeling the same way, but you're just coming from different energies and perspectives on how you see things, and sometimes it's just not eye to eye. The past impacting right now. Queen of Inspiration, Five of Inspiration, Eight of Materials. So I feel like someone here, so this could be you, this could be who you're dealing with, or just a situation that you've been in before. There's someone that's been in your realm or your own situation where there's been someone who's been, standing in a place of comfort, in, strength, or perceiving that way, like I've got my goals and I know where I'm going, but at the same time, there's this conflict of actually, do you know where you're going? Do you know what matters to you? And whatever this is about, it also seems to be about the things that you're passionate about, things that you're great at. And I don't know if you're feeling challenged again about your own goals, about your own ambition, about your own direction. But at the same time, maybe someone is making you feel challenged on that, or is questioning your path or journey. Because I don't know directly if you're feeling challenged. I think you know your worth. I think you know where you're going. I think you know what matters to you. But when you're asked the questions, it can, or it's brought up, it just feels confusing. So I feel however you're expressing yourself right now, there's a lot of misunderstood energy around it, or what someone's bringing to you. And I think for you, it just seems confusing, because it's not, I don't think that's how you're genuinely presenting yourself, but it's the interpretation or how someone's looking at you. And it's like, no, but I know what I want, and I know what matters to me, but there's some energy challenging it in terms of what you want to achieve, or what you want to study, or what you want to learn, or what you want to give to. There's just something that's like challenging it for some reason. Let's see in the headspace a little bit more. Knight of Emotions. So I think ultimately in the day, Pisces, I mean, who doesn't? But it's like, I think you just want whoever's in front of you right now, or the situation that has meaning to you, you also just, I think that's all you need. It doesn't need to be this big extravagant thing. I think you just want to know that whatever's going on, that you're supported, that person loves you, that person cares for you, or the challenging parts that they're giving to you, that they can receive your feedback, because there's some frustration here. I can feel the frustration. That whatever this frustration is that you maybe finally express, because you've kind of like, this is how I feel, this is what I actually need and want. And maybe that person's given it to you back and literally heard nothing you've said. But ultimately, you're coming from a place of love. And I feel like the other person's coming from a place of you're not giving. And it's very, again, I just feel so misconstrued, or so not thought. You're just not on the same page about what's being expressed, but ultimately want the same desire or have the same feeling towards it, but it's just coming out more clashing versus anything. Anyway, I'm not dismissing it. Let's just see what this outcome is, because I feel like I just got so caught in that energy. So not the outcome. This is moving into kind of what's coming up next. Page of Voices. It's kind of like, let's see. What do we want to see here with the Page of Voices? What do we want to see? What do we want to see? Okay. Four of Materials. Do you know what has just occurred to me? And I don't even think you may look at this person this way or this situation this way, but I actually think this person, do you know how like you just, not that this person wants to see you down or wants to see you challenged, but I think this person is very, likes, like I feel like they ooze a lot of energy themselves in the way that they show up. But if you do something out of the norm for you that may be normal for them, it comes across like questionable. So, you know how sometimes, you know, you could be in a dynamic at work or a dynamic in friendship or a dynamic in relationship. And let's just say you have like close friends and that close friend goes out with another friend and you're like cool about it, you don't worry about it, but then you go out with another friend and then they're like, oh, why did you go out with them and didn't tell me? And it's just like, what are you talking about? You know, like it's just a little bit double standard energy that I feel is coming across right now. And this is the thing, it's like, hang on, what are you doing? I need to hold on to certain things, on what you do and how you operate, because you've also got the 8 of inspiration, the sun energy and the awakening energy. So this is kind of telling me here, there's going to be some talk about your happiness, about your goals, about your ambition and what you want to do about it. That's how this feels right now. I feel like it's like, what do you actually want next? What makes you happy? What makes you feel connected? What makes you feel alive? What makes you feel powerful? I feel this is in big question right now, and it's being presented with you, towards you, with someone that you're probably close to, and maybe sometimes the conversation is great and maybe sometimes that conversation is challenged. So it could be a close friend, a close family member, a partner, something of that nature. I think you're going to be challenged to look at something, what you're willing to let go of. Maybe someone can't let go of something themselves, but I feel like there's a solid conversation that's going to open things up to acknowledge, realize, and open to the next step. Let's have a look here on your power. One card. Home. 4 of inspiration. Connection. Home. Earth. Spirit is what's coming through. It's about where you feel home, where your soul feels connected. Okay. That is your power. And I think connecting into that, on what that means for you, is very important right now. I feel some of you, this is coming through, which is really interesting. It actually gets me a bit teary, is like, I think some of you feel a bit disconnected from what that home or earthy energy feels like. And it's not that you're disconnected from it. I think you might feel a little bit displaced right now. Even though you may feel home, it just, something feels a little unsettled maybe, or but ultimately this is your power. So it's going, hey friend, what is it that you actually need? What is this place for you? What is that little soul servant spiritual energy that you also need? The environment, Queen of Materials. So there's something about your place that is so important. Your place of self, your place of home, your place of, you know, spiritual, successful energy of, this is where I land. This is the work that I've done. This is how I show up in the world. This is also how I'm seen and recognized. And it's not about the outsideness. It's about the internal spirit of self, but also playing that part of who you are and being accepted in that. That seems to be coming through quite strongly for you right now. Let's have a look at your, thank you, hopes and fears. Queen of Emotions, 7 of Inspiration. This is you standing quite strong, Pisces, right now. So I think there's 2 parts coming up here. I think there's a part of you that you don't want people to feel sorry for you or feel like, oh, this is going on for Pisces, you know, and there's this kind of energy of, you know what I mean, right? Like if you're going through a challenging situation, you don't want to be someone to be like, oh, Pisces, you know, you're like, I don't concede to that. But I still think there's a part of you that just wants a bit of care and a bit of understanding. But there's also this part of you that knows your strength and what your care towards something, and you're standing strong by that. You're a caring person. I feel you're a person of integrity. You're a person of intuitive energy. And it's like, you know what? No, I actually give a shit, and I'm going to express that. I actually give a shit. I'm going to hold my stance. I actually care, and I'm not going to feel someone to feel sorry for me. I don't need someone to feel sorry for me at all, because I think you're just holding this strength even no matter what you're going through. There's something about your truth that you are very powerful in. And I just, even if there's something that matters to you and that you want to hold on to, or want to, trust in that, lean in that, and allow it to grow in its own pace, I think, maybe you're looking at it like, well, why is that person holding on? Or why is that person showing up the way they do? I think you're trying to navigate and understand a whole bunch of situations. But ultimately what it comes back to, in where you're feeling judged, in where you're feeling questioned, and where you're feeling powerful, and where you're feeling, just, I actually think that you feel okay in a lot of respects, but you're also like, I don't want to be dealing with some of this stuff either. But I think ultimately in the bigger layers of things that you're doing okay. But there's someone in your life that you really want to see you, to understand your layers and your truth, and not be in judgment, or not to be challenged that where you're at, it's a problem, or where you're rising to is another thing to acquire. Like, it's just, there feels like there's a lot of pressure around somebody right now while you're trying to navigate your own journey. Let's have a look at the outcome and what you need to know. Wow, 10 of materials and 5 of voices. So there's definitely some conflict of the place, maybe about home, maybe about how you're making money, maybe about what you're coming into next, around some money, some inheritance, some investment, some outcome. What else do we need to know here? I think, I like this because you've got the King of Cups, okay? At the end of the day, while something could be challenging your growth, your stability, or someone feels challenged about their own stability or growth or whatever else, I think there's an element here of love and care. And maybe they want to be received that way, but I don't think that's what you're challenging if that's what they feel that you're challenging. I feel like this situation or this person is looking at something from a totally different angle, and that's probably why they might think, oh, but I think that the way they think you're looking at things is not how you're looking at it. I think you're looking at it, I just need a bit of care, I just need a bit of nurturing, I just need a bit of like, you got me. I don't need to look at what you've got compared to what I've got. I don't think you look at it at all. But they're feeling challenged, I think, of their own stability because you're trying to create or go a certain direction. And maybe because you're navigating that right now and you're challenging something that they're bringing up or how they're feeling, they're really just, there's something very misinterpreted here around something, which is so interesting. But it's just, like I said, it's very misinterpreted. Just like, that's not how you're thinking, that's not how you're feeling at all, but that's what they're expressing, and it's just very misaligned. What do we need to know about this situation? Okay, you've had this a few times. This card this week. This is a really safe omen here. A stranger's grace, and you've had it. Ego fears the sudden danger, but never underestimate the kindness of a loving stranger. You've got some care, some help, something on the side that someone sees you, acknowledges you. A cure for longing. Love is happiness, a sparkle inside. Live deliberately and choose boldly. Then you have arrived. I didn't even look at this door. Yeah, there's something opening for you. Love is happiness, a spark inside. Live deliberately and choose boldly. And this could be part of the conversation. This could be part of the challenging conversation or the different view on something, because there's something about happiness and direction and aliveness that's coming into play that is coming up soon. And I feel like the situation is not given up upon, but I feel like it's how do we get aligned? How do we get to play in that direction, That's how this is coming across. All right, I'm going to get a angel card as your last little message for you, friend, on what you need to know and walk away with today. Let's see what we've got, shall we? Something is giving to you. Something is giving innocence. Beloved one, everyone is guiltless in truth, as no one can alter God's handiwork of perfection. Give us your feelings of heaviness so we can lighten your load. Give us any guilt, anger, or blame that may shroud your loving outlook. Enjoy the peace within your heart once more. And this is interesting because I feel this connects to the envy energy. So Pisces, if you're stuck in this energy or recognizing this coming your way, I feel like there's a situation that there's the heaviness someone's feeling about their own goals or about their own ambition or about the pressure someone's putting on you or how they think that you view their life or vice versa. I just feel it's not, everyone's reality is their reality, but I feel like it's just a very misunderstood energy right now, and it's not true to what is actually happening underneath. I think it's just perspective and or perception right now of someone's world that is just not what it really is. But I feel like it's making someone uncomfortable or making a situation uncomfortable to move forward in right now. But ultimately, I do feel, because there's a lot of care here, there's a lot of love here around this situation, that it's going to be expressed and open up and spoken about. I do feel there's still going to be a little bit of I'm just hearing misunderstoodness. I don't even know if that's a word. Is misunderstoodness a word? I don't know. I don't know if I've heard that, but it's my word for the week. Yeah. So just hang in there. I think there's just going to be some interesting conversations, but I feel that like they've got depth and they've got care, and because you care, they care. And it's finding the alignment, because there's a lot of love, a lot of healing energy, a lot of truth, and a lot of place of wanting to achieve goals, success, a place of home and dependency of self, but also knowing that where you're going, it's safe and supported. That's how this feels right now. So I'm going to leave it there. As always, Pisces, appreciate you, adore you, your magic. Keep rocking up for yourself. I'll speak to you soon.